As you know, something was put out there about reading through the Bible, right?
Amen.
And I've been encouraged and motivated to listen to Genesis, to go through the Bible again. There's something powerful in going through the Bible systematically, or a book at a time. You get the entire story and an appreciation for what's coming next, especially in the New Testament. You have Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, all the way up to Chronicles. Then you have the prophets. They all kind of tie in together. It talks about the children of Israel and how God relates to these people. Of course, you know, Genesis is from the beginning all the way up to Moses. Genesis ends with Joseph, actually. And so you get the whole entire picture. You have a greater appreciation for the word. You have a greater appreciation and understanding. Like, even when you're listening to the message, you can appreciate the stories, because most pastors say, I don't have time. You know the story, I don't have time, but do you really know the story?
Right.
Probably not if you don't read it, you know. So the reading is up to us, and then the building is from the message in the pulpit. So I just thought it was a good thing. For me, I know we already had Bible plans going through before. I fell behind. I fell behind the reading. For whatever reason, but I find it easier to just listen to the word. Some people, that doesn't work for them, but it worked for me. And in a couple of days, I was up to chapter 31, and I was listening intently. It was refreshing my memory of what I read before. And if I hear something that I didn't know, I'll go back and listen to it again, or even incorporate it with some reading. Go back and read it from the word. But this is a way of getting through it, getting through the Bible. And I was excited. I wanted to share what I wanted to talk about it with somebody. And I thought it was something we could do as a group. Don't want to tax anybody, because I don't know what you can handle, but maybe if we do a chapter a day, whether you read it or listen to it, something might stand out. And you just comment on whatever stands out to you. Okay. We don't have to preach for a long time, but wow, this verse was such a blessing. A lot of times I'll read a whole chapter, and there's just this one thing that ministers to me. The rest of it may not minister. And that's the thing you would want to share. And so I think it would be a great thing for us to do, and set the goal to finish the book of Genesis. So we won't say we're going to finish the whole Bible, or we're going to finish the whole Old Testament, but at least finish Genesis. And so hopefully we could do that. And I know I put something out there about listening up to chapter 10, because I wasn't sure
1 through 11,
how this
right?
was going to go.
Did you say Genesis 1 through 11?
Yeah, that's so funny. I didn't know what to say, up to what. But I was researching how the Bible is divided up. And it's divided up in, at least the Old Testament, into 3 parts. The first part is 1 to 11. I had no idea, and that's what I had said. And that's from the beginning of creation onto the human race, when the human race began. But if that's too much, we could change that. I don't know. That was just because we were listening. When you're listening, you can cover more chapters. So I don't know if that's what you want to do.
What do you guys think?
Sounds good.
So what's the time limit that we have to read the chapters 1 through 11?
So you said I was going to lead Monday night?
Oh, I was thinking if you felt led to, since you're doing a study on Genesis, you don't have to.
Okay.
But if you feel led, if there was anything that stood out to you, if you felt led to share that on the prayer call.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, I'd rather not do that now, because I think we could start over and probably do a chapter a day and comment on it a day and see how that goes.
So you want to start back over again and just start with chapter 1?
Chapter 1. So we do.
So should we do chapter 1 beginning Friday?
Tomorrow, yeah.
I think that's better, being that people work and we're trying to read from 1 through 11. That's like a little.
Just
little
one
bit.
chapter a day. So
Right.
Friday would be the first chapter. So I'll present the video in the group, letting them know that we'll begin the first chapter Friday, and it'll be a way to kind of have dialogue discussion within the group form.
Right.
So just chapter 1 is it?
Just for Friday, then Saturday will be chapter 2. Sunday will be
So
chapter
each
3.
day
Each day is a chapter.
And each day we'll comment on it. Whoever wants to.
And like you
no
said, you're
obligation.
listening to it. And you don't have to comment every day. But if there's something that stands out, then by all means, go ahead and comment on it. It's a way to kind of bring dialogue in the group and to remember it because you're discussing it.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, you know what? Because what she talking about